This is a 2006 Nissan Altima with the 2.5 liter. The main focus, if you look down in there, you need to replace the lower steering shaft. As you can see here, there's quite a bit of play in it. So this lower steering shaft universal joint is shot. So the first thing I did is I tied it off with the seat belt here. As you can see, you don't want to rotate it for two reasons. The first reason is you don't want to misalign the steering wheel when you take the lower steering shaft off. The other reason is inside here you got wiring and you got various other devices that come up through here that feed your buttons, and most importantly your airbag. If you rotate it too far, you run the risk of damaging that wire. You don't have to remove anything else. You basically want, unless you have an extra fender liner here. If you do, you're going to want to take this off. Now, I did do some prep work on this. One thing I'll tell you is you want to soak it down at least 24 hours in advance, if not more. When you have the steering wheel centered, you're going to be able to insert your wrench, and hopefully you can see here. You're going to insert your wrench like this, and you'll be able to hit the bolt straight on the head. You're going to want to lean towards the front of my car. As you can see, my arm's reaching here, my body's up near the front of it. And when you duck down, you'll be able to see that bolt. If you have the steering wheel straight, you can put this wrench using the long extension. It's in your best interest. It can be a little tricky if it's rusty, but if you soak it down with PU Blaster, you'll be in good shape. Now, as I said, this is already broken loose, but once you get it loose, you can put a ratchet on it and go ahead and back it up. Now, the new one does not have a new bolt. If you're lucky enough and this isn't too corroded, which up here in the land of salt, it will be corroded, and this one is. But the next thing you want to remove is this clamp right here. It's kind of like a large zip tie, and then if I can get the screwdriver on it, right where that screwdriver is sitting, there's actually teeth on both sides. And what you want to do is, if you get your screwdriver, it's kind of hard with one hand, but you want to lift this tab out just a little bit, and it'll allow you to back this part out that my finger's on. I'm just going to gently, I've seen people put hose clamps on here afterwards, but this is factory stuff from 2006. Now I got my screwdriver in there, just enough, and if you can hear it, like that, I can spin it around here. See how it separated it? Once you do that, you'll be able to, I push up a little bit and that clamp comes right off. And that frees up this little boot here. That little bolt right there. It is a lock nut. 14 millimeter. You get your ratchet on there, and then once you go ahead and get this cracked loose, I think we're going in reverse here. This one's fairly easy. As you can hear, it's already loose. Being on the inside of the car, there isn't as much rust. So this will come off, and then right on the opposite side here, See if I can get you up in there. Right there. You should be able to pull that out. And that's what you'll have. Once that's out, this swings out of the way. There we go. It's about the best shot that I can get. I'm going to climb underneath and hopefully you can see what I'm seeing. I take the camera under here, but there isn't a whole lot of room. So I go on the other side of this subframe mount. I have the screwdriver, and the screwdriver has the tips bent a little bit. If you can see, and I've got it right on the lip here of the lower steering shaft. So what I'm going to tap on, and people that have air ratchets have also done the same. So I'm going to, it's getting ready to rain here, I'm going to be pushing this up and trying to tap it loose, and depending on how rusty yours is, there you can see where the screwdriver's at. Now I've soaked the living crap out of this thing. Once it moves, you can reposition the screwdriver to get a good bite. We're almost there. And be careful. There we go. Now, right here is a locating tab. If your steering wheel's straight and when you put the new shaft in, it should line up right on here. Now I'm going to go ahead and clean up the spindle here and get the rest of the rust off of it and get ready to slide the new one in. Once that's loose, there's two ways you can remove it.